Coming up on this episode of SEVA TV, we join a book club, practice our sight words, and remember a comic book legend. Stay tuned for all this and more, only on SEVA TV.
The video that we turned in is Fight the Bite.
My favorite part was just the experience and like just working with technology.
Welcome to your kingdom news.
This is the motivation and the teamwork.
I am joined today by Emma, a student from Sunrise Elementary School. Emma, how are you doing today?
I am doing good, thank you.
Due to the pandemic, Emma will be hosting the show remotely from her house. Emma, take it away.
Thanks, Nabayo. Hi, and thank you for joining us. My name is Emma, and I'll be your host. If you are bored at home and need a good story to occupy your time, then you're in luck. Grab a seat and open a book, because today you're invited to the book talk over at James McKee Elementary.
Oh, hi! I've just been working on my stitching. My name's Nick Orphan, and I've been the Book Talk announcer since the first installment of Book Talk. And it's safe to say, I'm not leaving that spot anytime soon. So this week we have, what? Oh my god, who? Where am I? Oh, no. This is too soon, come on. Man, I wanted this. No.
Hi, we are from Mrs. Grice's class. We have hacked into James McKee Barrett News Network. We are going to be taking over their book talk. I'm Anthony Martinez, and today I have 4 students that are going to be doing a book talk. First up, Sasha L. Hayek on how she survived reading the book I Survived the Attack of the Grizzlies.
Hi, my name is Sasha El Haik, and I am here to talk about a story I read called How I Survived the Attack of the Grizzlies by Lauren Tarshish. It is about a girl named Mel visiting her grandpa's cabin that is in Glacier Park. At night, they had a campfire by the porch and had s'mores. Mel went to put out the fire and saw a grizzly while doing it. The bear came up to the cabin and crashed into the wall. Mel and her grandpa met a guy named Steve, and he knew why the bear did that. Towards the end, they saw the same bear and they started to worry. You should definitely read this book to find out what happens next.
Great book. Now moving on to Hunter Caps with his report on fangs. You're gonna love it.
Hi, my name's Hunter, and my book's about fangs. This book tells a lot about fangs. Like the tiger can pierce through any animal in the jungle. Did you know the tiger isn't the only one with powerful fangs? Did you know that jaguars can shatter the skulls of any living animal in the animal kingdom? Walruses have fangs, sticky tusks too. In fact, those fangs are so huge that they can almost go to the size of a baseball bat. But the elephant has gigantic fangs. Tusks that can go to the size of an average height of an adult male, which is 6 feet. I don't know how they got my jacket, but I'm coming back, baby. Oh, and their green screen techniques are terrible.
Isabella Mar Garcia has an interesting book that you'll really like. Keep watching to find out more about Splat the Cat.
Hi, I am Isabella Moore Garcia, and today I'm going to be telling you about Splat the Cat Takes the Cake. This is a picture book about a cat named Splat, and it has a lot of interesting parts. In the beginning, he goes biking and sees a sign that says, "Bake a cake and win a free TV." When he sees the sign, he thinks about entering the contest. After careful consideration and deep thought, he decides that it will be a great idea and signs up for the contest. On the day of the contest, things get very interesting. But if you want to find out if he wins or not, you're going to have to read this book. In the end, you will be glad that you did.
Does your grandma love you? Justin Cole's definitely does. Here's Justin Cole with Me Me Moo, Grandma Loves You.
Hi, my name is Justin Cole. I am going to talk about a book called Mini Moo. It is about a calf named Mimi Moo, who has a very protective grandma. One day, Mimi Moo asks her grandma if she can go and play. She says yes, but to stay close. First, Mimi Moo goes to the chickens and asks if she can play with them. And the mother chicken says, "No, dear, we have eggs to lay." Next, she goes to the pigs and asks if she can play, and they say, "You can come in the mud if you can fit." Then Mimi Moo gets in and there is no room. So they tell her to get out. Then Mimi Moo felt like she could not do anything. So she went home. When Mimi Moo got home, her grandma comforted her and said, "Mimi Moo, it is always best to just be you."
Well, thanks for listening. I think we should hand Book Talk back over to the media group. That was a lot of hard work. This is the second and third grade Book Talk takeover. I'm Anthony Martinez, and thank you.
To read in between the lines for this next clip, Story will teach us how to read American Sign Language, or ASL for short.
Hello everybody, my name is Story. I'm an 8th grader at Barrett Middle School. I have been learning sign language growing up, and today I wanted to teach you the ABCs. Here are a few simple words in ASL. Hello. Good morning. How are you? I love you, and peace out. I hope you found this interesting and helpful for communicating with the deaf community in the future. Goodbye.
Hippopotomonstrosesquipedaliophobia. HIPP, never mind. Hippopotomonstrosesquipedaliophobia. That's the fear of long words. But you know who isn't afraid of words? The students at Heron School. So let's join them as they practice their sight words.
Do you see the red circle on the screen? Okay, take your hand off the camera. And now you're going to count her in.
5, 4, 3. Have. H-A-V-E, have. People need to learn about the sight words and they need to go on their brains.
Does. D-O-E-S, does.
5, 4, 3. Help. H-E-L-P, help. Is. I-S, is. Like. L-I-K-E, like.
My. M-Y, my.
O-F-O. Play. P-L. P-L-A-Y. Play. We need the TKers to learn their sight words.
For you to grow your brain.
Said. S-A-I-D. Said. She. S-H-E. She. The. T-H-E. The. They. T-H-E-Y. They. This. T-H-I-S. This. W-A-N-T. Want. One. W-A-S. Was. I like using the cameras. I like changing the background. My favorite part about making the movie is the sight word, doing the sight words. We, W-E, we. What? W-H-A-T, want. Where? W-H-E-R-E, where? W-H-O, with. W-I-T-H, with. U, Y-O-U-U. U, Y-O-U-U. Y-O-U-U.
Next up, we turn the page to Casa Roble High School for an animated short film about a rider and a sentient candle who don't get along.
My name is Regan. I attend Casa Roble Fundamental High School, and the video name that I created is Turn the Page. There are two characters. These two kind of grow a little friendship, and then later in the video there's a little scuffle between them. In the video we try to teach that these two need to be able to forgive each other. My favorite part was probably editing it and putting it, like, the final pieces together. I've never edited animation before, and this was new to me, but I do think that I'm a little experienced now. I hope that people enjoy it, and I hope to be able to make it another one.
Weird. Shouldn't there be a door here? I'll worry about that later. Who left you here?
Whoa, hey, put me down.
Ah!
Ow, hey, what the?
You can talk?
Yeah, I can talk. What of it?
What of it? I don't think candles can just talk.
You don't know, maybe all of us can talk. Maybe just some of us know when to shut up. Can you please put me back on the dresser?
Wait, what?
Doesn't matter. All that matters is, my name is Flint, and I don't want to spend another second talking to you.
Well, that's going to be kind of hard since I'm going to be living here now, and honestly, I think this is going to be a great place to start working on my new book.
Seriously?
So we're gonna have to get along, buckaroo.
Olivia.
Not now, I'm working. Hey, what are you doing? No, 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 no! Ow! Flint, what the heck was that for? I've been working on this for days. You've got to be kidding me.
You weren't paying attention to me.
You know what? No. You've been trying to get me out of here since I got here. Fine. You got your wish. I'm out.
What? Olivia, hey, wait. Olivia. Fine, I got what I want. Thanks for nothing. Well, look what the cat dragged back in. Oh! Olivia? 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 Olivia?
What?
Finally. What can I do to make you talk to me again?
I want an apology.
I'm sorry.
I mean a genuine apology.
I'm sorry.
That's not what I meant.
What do you mean? What do you want from me?
I want you to mean it.
I do mean it.
Do you? Because it doesn't seem like you do.
How do I prove to you that I mean it?
Show me. Show me that you mean it. Until you can show me, I'll be upstairs.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for burning your work. I worked on it for so long and yet I just burned it just so that you would talk to me. I'm so selfish. Olivia? You're still mad at me, aren't you?
Yep.
So you still haven't forgiven me?
No, I've forgiven you. I just don't trust you. You burnt my stuff after all. So until you earn that back, I'm going to keep an eye on you and put you to work.
Going to work? Ah!
There we go. You're going to keep this place warm.
Seriously?
Yep, we're both going to be living here now, so you might as well chip in.
What do you mean chip in? I've been living here longer than you have.
I mean, I could just leave you in the basement.
No, never mind. Fireplace is good.
Alright, good. Well?
Oh, right.
You may not realize the true value of comic books, but these books are full of history and contain rich cultural significance. Faisal recognizes the value and wants to share his thoughts on comic books.
My name is Faisal and I go to the Paso Manor Elementary School, and the name of my video is Value of Comic Books. My video is about how comic books aren't what they seem, about just they're worth this much money, but about the imagination and thought that was put into these comics and how entertaining and great they are. Comic books are really one of my passions that I really love to read, and so comic books is always a great way to do it. It always has comedy or humor or action. You have to have imagination to really create a video, to do something like create a SEVA or something, and you just have to have that imagination and have the idea of what you want to do. First, I had to brainstorm about what I was going to do, and comic books were really my passion, so I started out with that and see what interviews I had to do and get the B-roll shots I needed, the narrative that I needed to write, and edit it and put it all together and get approved.
When you pass by a comic book storefront, you might think of Marvel or DC. However, if you take an opportunity to peek inside, you might learn that comic books hold value beyond their well-known labels.
So if you're a collector of comic books, there's obviously the new stuff, but then there's years and years of history behind these things.
My uncle recently gave me his collection of comic books. To me, they mean more than just the value, but the imagination and thought that was put into these comic books. Let's see what he has to say about comics while he was growing
up. It was something that I would look forward to getting my comic books, because we go to the PX. Every time we go shopping, I could pick out a comic book. What I really liked about it is just is the artwork and the imagination, and comic books would take a lot of older mythology and take pieces of that and then kind of new urban myths.
So I think there's probably an era and a character for everybody out there. If you look hard enough and you dig deep enough, you're going to find something you like.
The stories are interesting, and the artwork is it shows imagination.
A lot of people usually think that old comic books are only cool because of their value. I think that they mean much more.
If you're collecting things that you like and it actually goes up in value, you can consider that a bonus, because it's a fun hobby. It's a fun hobby to follow the characters that you like and the books that you enjoy collecting, and that's going to give you a lot more joy than trying to pursue the dollar value of a book.
It's more for the entertainment than for the money.
The evolution of comic books also means a lot to me because it's amazing to see how far they've gotten, like Marvel or DC.
Yes, Marvel Comics was still the fairly young company compared to DC Comics, and they were kind of like neck and neck there for a while. Marvel caught up and surpassed them, and they've been the big player in the industry for a long time now. It's very impressive what they did in a very short time, really.
It was popular, but not nearly as popular as it is nowadays. And you see all these movies that they've made out of it. And they've taken a lot of these storylines that, were being developed back then, and it's taken all that rich material and put it into these pretty spectacular movies that they've recently made.
Stan Lee is one of the most well-known comic book writers, editors, and publishers of all time. The Marvel franchise has skyrocketed with the many film adaptations, but just how much do you know about the man behind every great superhero? In tribute, Josh has produced this documentary to teach you all you need to know.
Hi, I'm Josh Colors. I'm a middle school student, and as part of my SEVA video, I'm going to be doing a tribute art on the topic of this documentary, which is Stan Lee.
Stan Lee's original name was Stan Martin Lieber, and he was born in New York City on December 28th, 1922. His parents were Romanian immigrants Celia and Jack Lieber. He also had a brother named Larry Lieber. With part of his childhood spent during the Great Depression, Stan and his brother watched their parents struggle to support the family. His mother was a stay-at-home mom, and his father was a tailor, and the small income that he earned was reduced even further. After he graduated high school at the age of 16, Stan began searching for a full-time job to support his family. He started as an actor for the WPA theater program, but in those days there was no money in acting. He then got a job opportunity as an office assistant for a publishing company then called Timely Comics. Timely Comics was founded by Martin Goodman, who saw the success of comic books and thought he would give it a shot. Martin agreed to let Stan work small jobs as an office boy, such as getting the workers coffee and proofreading the workers' writings. In 1941, Stan got the new job of writing text fillers for the Captain America comics. He found the new job embarrassing and renamed himself Stan Lee, so that when he became a professional novelist, he would not be associated with the comic industry. Later in that same year, the creators of Marvel Comics, Joe Simon and Jack Kirby, left Timely Comics due to disagreements with Martin Goodman. As a temporary solution, Martin offered the job of editor to 19-year-old Stan Lee until he found a new adult to work the job. Martin never actually found another person for the job, so Stan remained as editor for a long while. In 1942, Stan was forced into military service due to the start of World War II. He was shipped wherever someone was needed, and he wrote training films and drew awareness posters. During this time, he was still writing comics. When Stan returned from the war in 1945, he resumed his post as editor, art director, and head writer of Timely Comics. During a chance meeting, he met and later married Joan Clayton Brucock at the age of 27. They had a daughter in 1950. Also by 1950, Timely Comics changed their name to Atlas Comics. Stan still wrote comics for them, but claimed it was very boring and nothing near his dream. The publishers also said he could not infuse any creative extras into the comics. Stan decided to quit and leave the comics industry for good. But after talking with his wife, he decided to give the comic industry one more chance. He wrote a comic the way he wanted to write it, and tried to publish it with the help of Atlas Comics. With DC creating the Justice League, Martin Goodman asked Stan to create a super team to compete with them. Stan then created the Fantastic Four, deciding that it wouldn't hurt as he was going to quit anyway. With the help of Jack Kirby, who rejoined the company, the comic did wonderfully and people loved it. With the Fantastic Four, Stan had created a new type of character. He introduced characters with flaws to make them more realistic. The success of the Fantastic Four comic prompted a name change for the company, so Atlas Comics became Marvel Comics. This began the revolutionary change of the comic industry. With the help of Jack Kirby, Stan created a whole new line of comic characters that people loved. In 1962, the Hulk and Thor were introduced to the world. One day while sitting in his office, Stan saw a fly on his ceiling and thought of a superhero who could stick to walls. Everyone hated the idea at first, but with a little persuasion, the world got Spider-Man. He was released in 1962 and was the most successful character in Marvel Comics. In 1972, Stan Lee became the publisher of Marvel Comics. When Stan became publisher, he was too busy to write stories, so Roy Thomas took over. In one of Spider-Man's storylines, it pictured Peter Parker's friend Harry as a drug addict, which was against the comics code. Stan Lee ignored the censorship and published the comic anyway. The comic was a huge success, which caused the comic code to later be revised. In 1998, Stan and Marvel signed a contract giving Stan 10% of whatever his characters made in movies and TV shows. In 2002, Stan Lee sued Marvel for $1 billion, claiming that he was not given his fair share. In 2010, Stan received a Medal of Arts honor from President George W. Bush and launched his own History Channel show, Stan Lee's Superhumans, which focused on people with unique and remarkable skills and abilities. In 2011, Stan received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Stan lost his wife at the age of 70 in July 2017. Sadly, we lost Stan on November 12, 2018, at the age of 95. I wanted to do this video to inspire people. I myself am greatly inspired by Stan Lee. He beat the odds and ended up creating a universe. His story is one of the greatest to me. The fact that he was able to work his way up to the CEO of the company and never retired is so amazing to me. So thank you for watching this video, and I hope that you not only learned something today, but feel inspired to keep creating no matter the odds.
There are so many great books out there. I can't wait to get my hands on them all. But for now, I think I'll go start a few audiobooks that are sitting in my playlist. I'll see you next time.
Thanks, Emma. That was awesome. Well, that's all the time we have for today's episode of SEVA TV. Thank you for joining us, and remember, if you'd like to see more student videos or want to find out how you can enter into the SEVAs, check out our website at secctv.org. I'm Nabayo, and thank you for watching.